develop this program and the contacts and the networks, right? So thank you for inviting me. I'm excited to hear what you have to say.
Thank you. All right, off to the city of Sarnia. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. So the topic for our capstone is economic development in city of Sarnia. And coming to the introduction, we are mainly focusing on the analysis on the current situation and forecasting about the workforce in the year 2028. And big thanks to our clients, Kelly Provost, who is the Director of Economic Development, and Monica Shikli, who is the Economic Developer Officer, for providing us the data. And meet the team.
My name is Dipesh Naik. In my home country, I've studied bachelor's in commerce, and I was working as a project manager in an MNC over there, and then I came to Canada to study business analytics.
Hello, my name is Rishi Rajiv. I study BBA Economics at home, and currently I'm doing business analytics.
My name is Archit, and I've studied BBA back in Canada. Going with the data is provided by the clients. Thanks to them. The main data is being provided by the client. And there's some additional data which we took from Stats Canada of the year 2021. And big credits to the Lightcast analyst for providing the data source, and Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Rural Affairs, which provide the access to the data. And we have signed the NDA with the city of Sarnia. This presentation does not reflect the ministry by ensuring that we have the data source is all accurate.
However, some of the slides are being blurred because of the data sensitivity that was proposed by the client, and we are not supposed to share them publicly. So they are blurred, but we will kind of explain it to them, to you guys, so that it's much more clear.
So the tools we use are Excel. We got the raw data in a form of PDF, and it took a bunch of whole time transferring into the Excel sheets. And then we just used Power BI, where we imported the Excel sheets to make graphs or dashboards. Coming to the dashboard.
Coming to the dashboards, the first dashboard I'll be talking about is the overall overview about the city of Sarnia. This is in regards to the year 2021. We don't have recent data with us, so we have just to forward 2021 and a bit for 2022. So for 2021, the population which was for they had was 72,047. With that, I like when we had the data for 2023, we don't see much of a spike in the population. It's kind of same, not much of a decrease and not much of a increase. So it's kind of stagnant, I can say. Total visible minorities were 5585. Uh, I think the main institute or the college over there is Lambton College, which has the popular field of study in engineering and related technology. So that is the main field of study which is famous in Sarnia. Uh, if you see, if I can give you an example, if you go towards the Welland side, we have Niagara College, which over there the field of study which is more popular is the automotive technician. We have a lot of people enrolled in automotive technician. The same goes with that. We have a lot of people enrolled in engineering and technology. The largest occupation which we had in our data and we forecasted kind of for 2022 was the retail salesperson. We are still not sure about it, but then this is in terms of the data that was provided by the bank. We could not find anything on the internet to like support it, but this is thoroughly with the data that was provided. The growth occupations that we see is the healthcare and social assistance. Like because of the industries and the manufacturing sectors over there, I feel that the healthcare is much more growing because of the, I can say, the exposure of the people to the industry, like working towards the industrial side. I feel that the healthcare sector will be growing over there. the popular industry which is going to grow for imports and exports, Sarnia is more based on imports and exports. It's going to be manufacturing. However, the labor force status for 2021 was like we had 49% people employed and just 6.4% which were unemployed, and like for 43% of the people were not into labor. They were into something much more like a retail salesperson or something much more not into the industrial side. Well, going with the employment rate, we saw a bit decrease in comparison to 2001. It's a huge amount of time, like 20 years, but there was a decrease in the employment rate. So the next slide. Here I'll talk about the demographics. I'm really sorry for the discrimination on the graph, but we had the data which said the different discriminations. So for the visible minorities, I already told you we had 585. From that, we had the most of them were South Asians, and the second most were the blacks. However, we saw like there were a lot of less people from Japan going over towards Sarnia. Talking about the population, as I said, there was not a big of a spike, just a spike in 2010. I don't know about why there was not a spike in 2020 and 21, but and traveling was again started. I feel people started traveling from Sarnia towards the city because of the developing state and not the developed state. So, talking about the master status, we see there were a lot of families and married people over there. And I think singles were because of the students traveling over there. And talking about the age group, there were we saw most of the people were mostly into their retirement ages, which was the highest was 60 to 64. So we have a lot of people who are like old age. We don't have much into young. The first would be 60 to 64, and the second highest was 65 to 69. So I feel there should be some more growth so that young population is attracted to this.
Moving to education dashboard, the first thing we can see child education, and I see like more people have their high school education, which is about 18,400 people, and next highest is the college of having 16,710 people. And going to the second graph, we can see the certificates issued for age 15 and over in the year 2021. So here I can see like the highest is the post-secondary certificate of having 33,405 people. And second is the higher secondary school of having 18,450 people. And coming down, you can see a bar graph of major fields that we are citizens. The more agriculture, engineering, and related fields, of having 9,750 people. And second is health and related field of having close to 6,000 people. Third is our business management and public administration of having 5,785 people. Moving into the next, it is the export and import dashboards. So here we can see the total sum of exports in Serbia is about $6.62 billion. So we categorize the top 10 industries of exports and imports. So here we can see highest having the manufacturing industry of having an export value of $3.48 billion. Second, we can see the healthcare and social assistance of having an export value of $450 million. That is $0.45 billion. And third is the construction where we have about $4,240 million. And coming down is another bar graph showing the imports. So here you can see the sum of total imports is more than exports in the year 2020. So here we can see the imports in manufacturing industry is also more, and the export and imports manufacturing is more. And second, we can see the public administration of having $580 million of import value. And third, we can see the mining, quarry, and oil and gas extraction of another $500 million in import value.
So next, this is the forecasting data we did for the workforce. So there are total of 37,640 jobs right now, and in that jobs, it is 598 jobs are uncategorized, like unclassified jobs, which can be categorized into these groups. So for the let's start with the jobs that will be in 2028. We can see a high increase in the healthcare and social assistance and and we can see the hiring patterns, how it's going to be. So it says 2016, the middle one is 2022, and the dark blue is 2028. So this is how it's going to be the inverse hiring pattern for the city of Sarnia. And we can see a decline in the manufacturing industry and the hiring patterns in the manufacturing industry because Sarnia is planning to go to a more green. It's most of the industries are oil and gas, so they are planning to go to a more hydrogen-based industry. So they are planning to move to a green-based industry. So we can see there will be a decline in manufacturing, and there will be a job decline in manufacturing industry. The educational services and transportation and warehouse is almost the same. We will be having same jobs in transportation and educational services, and we can see a small decline in real estate and rental. Unfortunately, we didn't get the data for real estate and rental leasing, so that we can do a forecasting on how when the housing constructions are started and it is finished. So, and currently the largest occupation in city of Sarnia is retail. And the nurse aides and order lines and service associates because it comes under the healthcare category. So I think by the year 2028, the nurse aides and assistants jobs will be top. So this is one of the dashboards that we did, and we got a mail from City of Sarnia that we can't show it because there are some sensitive information in. Oh yeah, so
It makes us want to see it even more.
So I have learned that you can have a class.
We're all squinting.
So the findings that we did by doing all these dashboards are from the Statistics Canada census data. We found out that the city of Sarnia's population just grew by 0.6% because from 2016 to 2021, and the age group, the median age is like 46 compared to Ontario's age group is 41.6 because from the data we can see that Sarnia is in more of the older side. So as architecture and engineering fields are the major field of study in Sarnia, there will be jobs such as architectural drawing, building inspection, construction supervisor, and other building industry fields. So we have seen the exports and import of Sarnia. It's a huge number, and Sarnia is located in a foreign trade zone. So business that are operating in the city of Sarnia have less tariffs and taxes because of the imports and exports because of the foreign trade zone. And like the graph said, there will be more healthcare and social assistance in the year 2028.
Next steps, like we would really be interested if we would get the data for real estate. As such, it would give us the idea about how the population is residing and how are they like, are there much more apartments over there or are there only townhouses, which will give them an idea about how to go with the construction process ahead. Also, we were missing out on the taxation data, which would give us a clearer idea about what taxes people are like they are paying and what are they earning, which would be much more better. But then we had the chance to get it from internet, but with the data provided by the client, which was highly sensitive, we couldn't mix and match the data together. So we had to skip this part. Question interesting.
Okay, I got one for you. So I know part of your project, so a special thanks to the partners. It's already for handing over the data, but part of that was cleaning the data. We spent a lot of time turning it from something usable. Can you do that briefly?
Yeah, so we actually spent 80% of the time in building the data. Like Power BI itself was much more easier compared to data cleaning. So it was we had the data in PDFs and then by converting it onto Excel, we couldn't get it because I don't know for some reason we couldn't get the data properly mixed in. So we had to go to Adobe and then convert the text file into Excel, which also created a bit mess because the rows and the columns had different lines and lengths, so we had to adjust everything. And like finding out what is important and what is not was a bit difficult at that time. But then now we feel it was okay. We got the data in it before there was licensing issue with the so yeah. So how they were providing the data, they were ready to provide it, but there was some licensing which only created which only generated the data in PDFs. They couldn't generate it. So we got the PDFs from it.
A follow-up question. So how did you do that? Did you manually?
Yeah, something we did manually. Yeah.
I thought you but then they were
It was not possible.
Yeah,
We tried it.
it is, but then
Reading the data.
Or transferring it from PDF.
but it is a little process, but it is possible.
Yeah, it is possible. But we can't convert it
That
on
is a separate project.
We can't convert. We have to go to the end of that's simple.
Any other questions?
Question. What do you think is hoping to do with the information that you're providing? Are they trying to grow the city? What are they hoping to
They're
do?
actually trying to forecast what are they looking at the city when they're standing at 2028. Like going forward, standing in 2023, they just want to see how brighter is 2028. So with the data that we have provided, they will easily be able to make out if there's healthcare sector, they can go with more courses on healthcare in Lambton College. Like, as I said, they can have more people traveling to there so that the population size is great.
And it makes sense, right, with the aging population,
Yeah.
healthcare will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. As we said, the manufacturing sector is going down. The jobs in manufacturing sector is going down. So we did the dashboard for the manufacturing industry. Which all industry is going to be having less labor force. That dashboard we have to plug in because we can't show it to people because of its sensitive data. Yeah.
You don't want to show a decline in manufacturing.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. ahead.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Yes, we are going to report about the capstone project for Top Shop. So, our agenda for today are, first, we're going to talk about our team members, the scope of the study, project objectives, the findings that we have found out, recommendations, and lastly, a conclusion.
So the company, the client for this project is Topshop. They are based in Canada and they specialize in manufacturing premium home houses with a strong commitment to quality and delivery. They aim to expand its market. They aim to expand its presence in economies markets. And we also have signed a non-disclosure agreement with the company to ensure and maintain the confidentiality was provided to us. So we wouldn't be able to show revenue numbers to you later on. And team,
So yeah, first, my name is Jason Chico. Accounting on top of my bachelor's in accounting technology. I currently work as an analyst in medical care, and I'm looking into getting more knowledge in this data.
Hi, I'm Riya Patel. I have a bachelor's in business administration from I'm also planning to take another year right over here in
and my name is Jalen Cyril Fernandez Bravo. I hold the degree of business management in the Philippines. Prior to taking this program, I completed another postgrad certificate here in Canada, which is international business management. And my career objective is to take an analyst position to, on the southeast side of the country. And the scope for this project, it includes the company's website, as well as the factors affects the decision of the customers and the promotional events. And it has also that we have strong presence in the US and Canada, which can indicate that significant more customer base returns. Okay, and here are our two main objectives. One is the analysis of the traffic patterns for each of the companies to identify insights that Topshop promotion promote their own platform. We need to be an interactive dashboard that will be making that business decision to optimize their company.
pay methodology. So the data that was given to us was directly given from our client Topshop. It was given to us by Professor Nick. The data that was provided was relatively clean, so we didn't have to work more on it, but there was still some part that we had to work on. So first we used Excel to get the basic graphs and basic pivot tables. We decided to see the trends and patterns and see what was important, what we then we moved to Power BI because Power BI has lots of chart and visualization options in that. Also for the interactive dashboard that we were aiming to provide, Power BI was the only option for that.
So here is our main dashboard. This is just the general findings that we have on the charts. So first is most web traffic is from the Canada and US. And next is US has the next top visitors or top customers that actually visit the site. As, next to Canada. Last is the company's marketing is effective, but only during summer. So this is another screenshot of our dashboard, but to make it more presentable and we can actually see the data, we can go to our Power BI. So we can see here on the top left corner, you see that Toronto has the top one number of visitors to the site. But you can see on this chart right here that they were actually second on billed customers. You might be wondering why. The reason is the company actually started in Saudi. All right. So, and another findings that we have included about this right here. So you see that Alberta, British Columbia, and Quebec are different provinces, right? But the main office is much closer to Quebec as compared to Alberta and British Columbia. The reason might be cultural preference. So this chart, we also have made a chart for the total number of visitors per country, only top seven, and the blue color presents the visitors, and the yellow one presents the total number of customers that are actually billed or ordered. So you can really see that the market possibilities of new customers is actually really high. But customers who were actually ordered is really low. So they can make an adjustment in the marketing strategy to actually make this bigger. So next chart, let's go here. So this is basically the website traffic. Let me just explain what this is right here first. So direct, search, and social. Direct is when you go to a certain, when you open a browser and search for the website directly. Search is when you go to Google, then type, what is this, what is that? That's one. The social is from other social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. And let me just go more focus in this part right here. So 42% is actually really big already, right? And 33%, 19% of other. This means that people are interested to find out more about this specific company. So yeah, they can make another marketing strategy to make this or make this. And for the next chart, carts to checkouts, this is the ratio of people going from this specific link, go to the homepage, then go to the cart, and how high is the possibility for them to actually check out. So yeah, when people go to carts, most likely they will buy or check out. And on this chart right here, it shows that the total, let's just focus on the visitors and the sessions. So people who actually visit are a bit lower than sessions. So people are interested in the site. When they go there, they don't just stay on a specific page. They tend to look around. So that's another pattern or another part that they can look into their promotional strategies to attract more customers. And lastly, this chart shows that the consumers are most likely from teens to 15 years old and above. Because normally, basically, firsthand, we know that children mostly use tablets as compared to desktop and phones. And us teens, young adults, and older use desktop and phone. So next chart is, thank you. Come on.
Okay, so from this graph here just shows the monthly sales, overall monthly sales per month for the year 2022. So it shows you that the highest sales were in the month of May, and the lowest were in the month of February and September. So we can there's a noticeable trend from where sales remain fairly high from the month of May to July, then it declined from August, September, October, November as the colder seasons arrive. So based on this data, we could assume that the weather has an effect with the sales. So they're seeing more people buying purchasing the products into this winter season. And right here is the fulfillment status. We have like times fulfilled, partial, unfulfilled. Fulfilled just means that the customer already received the order, the transaction already completed. Partial, it could mean they purchased a large quantity of products that we could deliver in one time. And unfulfilled, it just means that you didn't got any. And the next one would be if we click on April, got the highest, most sales, we can see it just shows um, the most sales for the top bills for each of the month. And right over here is the marketing page. So it's just the amount of promotional activities that the company sent out to the customers. And if we hover right here, we can see that there are more customers that agree to promotional activities that, that not and there are 39% on decline for the promotional activities.
Okay, over here, this is the average sale per month of the top 5 products. So what we did was we took top 5 products and see how much sales they generate throughout the month. So that's the top 5 product. This one is the product of the month. So that just means that which is the product that most customers buy for that particular month. So if we go to different month, that will change based on the month. For most of the month, there is just one product, the 3 pack, that is mostly bought by the customers. There's just 1 or 2 months that has different product. So what we get from this is, if you click on any of the month, you see the 100%. That's the 100%. Now we can see for August, the top 5 products only generated 81% off. So what the company can see is which product the customers are really liking and how much their top 5 products are generating. So if they see that the top 5 product is not among the product that the customers are buying, or if the product that customers are buying in there, they can try to adjust their pricing, maybe offer some discount and stuff to make more profit. Right here is just the shipping methods. We can see that standard shipping is generally the one that company has. Okay, that's all for our dashboard. We'll be going back to presentation. So limitations. There were quite only little bit of limitations that we had due to the presentations. Okay. So data sets were too narrow. The data set that we received from the company was only for year 2022 and a month of 2023. So we didn't have any of the past years data to make a timeline compare how we did over the years. So we just had to work with 1 year data. Then we didn't have any of the competitor information. To see how well the company is doing in the market, we needed their competitor data to check with them. My team has also tried to go and ask the competitors to provide some data, but they completely give it to us. All they said was that average sale was the sale was average throughout the year. There were also some of them. It was not much, but there were some calls down in Excel, like some rows and columns, which were just left out blank. So that's one of our limitations, and the secondary data. So the data set that we use is directly given to us by the client. We didn't have any of the secondary data. We tried to go to open sources and search for the data, but there was no data related to TopShop. Okay, moving on to conclude, we can say that this report can help TopShop improve their platform. It can help them see where they're lacking and generate more traffic on their website. It can also help them acquire new potential customers. So from this report, we can say that TopShop needs a new marketing strategy to expand in the region. We only showed you top seven countries, but there are like countries all over the world that TopShop gets customers from. They are really less, but they are like maybe 100, I don't know. But around that, I can't say the number, but that's they have the customer base. They just need strategies to expand in that one. We also saw that the customer who visited them compared to the customer who actually bought from them were also doing less. So they need to work on their marketing strategy to retain those customers who are already with them. Next is that they can have the strategies like having maybe influencers advertise their product, having more on social media. And as we saw already, that Quebec has more customer, Quebec has less customer compared to Alberta, while Quebec is near. So they need to research more into their customer culture, preferences, and choices to gain more customers. So to conclude, we can say that this report can help them for online as well as to make retain your customers.
Very wonderful information, right? That was really nice. Something comes to mind, right? You guys look at forecasting models first. You guys build forecasts, forecast model to see how well they may meet this recommendation, for example.
During the processing or making the dashboards, we're also learning how to forecast, how to do forecasting. But we were thinking this is only one year. And there's a lot of factors that affects, like for example, the seasonality. Let's say during summer you're selling, like let's say selling, just imagine a number like 100, and during winter season they're 100. And it's only for 1 year. It's basically not that like useful for the company. It's good to have like 5 years worth of data.
We just had 1 year.
Yeah, one.
2022.
Barely.
Yes, they are fairly new in the market.
Yeah, very new.
Well, they provided us a 2023 data, but it's only for the month of January. So
Yeah, like I'm even older than the company.
Any questions?
Well,
So for the summer, you said the highest sales in the summer, because I think exactly the others more in the summer than the winter, especially here in Canada. Maybe that's something for the company to look, maybe during for the winter, public holidays, or things that gather people, so they can target those kind of groups during the winter.
So what you are saying is completely true, because as we saw in the most selling is the pack. That's one. You make your own pack, selecting 3 of their sauces. So probably that's for a family gathering. That's why they have pineapple maybe.
Yeah, it's quite amazing that during summer it's really hot, right? And people just buy spicy products. I don't know why. Why? Why? Why?
I understand you.
utilizes the.
Yeah, you
Take
won't
care
talk
of
about how hot
it.
it is. Just
Yeah, just to add on John's question, of the forecasting, you mentioned it's just 1 year, but have it utilize the data and just make it to, let's say, look at it on a weekly basis. Because you were mentioning also earlier in your recommendations that what to expand your market. For you to expand the markets, you also need to look at what is your forecast prediction in order for you to say, okay, there's an opportunity in this specific market, right? How do you look at that? Like an emotion?
yeah, that was one of the options, but for like our, we were checking if it's going to be like a major part of the project. It's only just 1 year. There's so many factors that affect it. If only we have like 2 years, then we can do it. We can do that for patients. We have like 5 years worth of data. That's like a really big option to do forecasting.
Also, to add on to what he already said, the company had visitors more compared to the build customers. So if they are planning to expand, let's say US is the second highest one. Even if they want to expand to US, first they need to make their base in Canada. There were other provinces who had like small customer bases. They can find with that first and then expand.
One more question and the next.
You can't get it. Sorry, John.
Yeah. For now, they only have the ones on the websites. They have like
Well, they
like
part
souvenirs,
souvenirs and they also
souvenirs,
partnered up with the
coupons.
restaurants in Toronto.
Yeah.
So I think they are doing some of it, but they are fairly. But right now they're focusing on their expanding their online platform.
Market analysis to see which two products.
We're planning to
We're
go-
planning to, but.
We have NDA, I'm
Just
sorry.
the NDA.
We have
Okay, thank you very much. Sustainability team.
Yeah, I just dropped it. Hi everyone, good afternoon. By now I know everyone is so tired, but go on, we got it. For our capsule, I will check Niagara College Niagara College Energy and Innovation Dashboard. So we are the participants here, so I'm going to introduce everyone. So this is Caesar, Camilo, Diana, me, myself, Shivani, and Harnan, Harmanpreet, and Harman. All of this beautiful picture is clicked by Professor, so thank you so much. And so for one thing, we all of us come from a really different background. So for myself, I'm from social sciences, and someone from banking, accounting. So it was a lot. It was pretty cool though, but sometimes it was really frustrating because it's a big group. We can't like meet and everything. We have work. So that's it. And for the our client, so um, we have Taryn and Katie here. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity, and we were really honored to like do work with you. And we were like always back for like we were always meeting with them and going to office and telling them, okay, we need data. And they were so nice. So for a Niagara College sustainability, so basically what we do is measure the energy usage and greenhouse gases and waste related stuff, so that they can measure everything and then give you they keep track of everything so that we have like everything is so pretty and nice and we have like probably 76 Excel in the coming slide. You will see how much Excel we need to have and it was a lot to work with. Like I don't know how you guys do it, but it was amazing and what I said over there sometimes, but they did an amazing job. So thank you so much and a really very proud job for you guys. Thank you so much. And on the next part, please for project objective.
So for we have reviewed and refined the data which has provided to us by the energy sustainability team, and we have checked the data and whether the information is correct and it does not find any errors. So we have made the dashboard, and the purpose of making the dashboard is that where the energy has been produced, energy has been used, and where the carbon dioxide has been produced, and also it helps to reduce the use of energy and also helps to decrease the carbon dioxide. So, for ethical considerations, we have consent from the sustainability office, and we have like permission of them, and we all signed this form. And also, we all avoid all the biases in data analysis, and we know that the data is very sensitive, and we have to be transparent in the data source, and also whatever the data we have used in our capstone is accurate, and whatever the information is used is correct.
So here we have our project timeline. Basically, we do the project in three phases. The first one was getting to know the data and getting familiar with all the sustainability related concepts. Because for most of us was new for us. Maybe Camilo was the only one who in the past wouldn't be something with sustainability. So it was pretty new for us. The second phase, we call it the data cleaning. And the last phase, we call it the dashboard building. So in the first, let's say, big part, we work in the scope of the project. So we were focused in the gas, water, and electricity. I mean, we do that sustainability beyond that. For this project, we're just going to keep working with those three. For the method, basically, we had to understand the structure of the tables, find the relationships between one file and one file, because we have a lot of files, so we had to understand how they are related to each other. We also have some missing values, we have to update some data. And for the last part, the dashboard building, we create one file. I mean, what we didn't do was we didn't try to change their files because those were their files. We just created a file for us. So that file would be the source of the dashboard. So it would be like it was a file that we created for them, but they still have their own files. We didn't fix that because I mean we don't want it to take the data. So that's we created one for the and we partially it was when we started actually building the dashboard. We made some sketches. We tried to use the branding on our college. We tried to use some advice that was given from Gary. That would be for the first time.
Okay, so special thanks to NCT for providing us the data. There are 7 files and 7 files, there are 75 worksheets. So that means it was a lot of data, and in those there were more than 40 tables. It was a large and massive data they gave us, but with our efforts and teamwork, we made it clear and sorted out everything. And some of in the data was missing, but we reached out to the team so that was a great help. Moreover, different format was used in most of the files. We sorted out, we formatted every file with our team. We took help from the team members and our standing team too. They helped us a lot. Moreover, there were errors in some cells, but we sorted out with a large group, and everyone was helping and with each other. Information was beyond understanding, but we took help from YouTube. We understand everything. We had meetings with the team members and with the NCT sustainability members. They helped us a lot, and that was the data finding for the project.
And Microsoft tools. We use Microsoft Excel and Microsoft Power BI. Microsoft Excel, we need data cleaning, data analysis, and notes file. In Microsoft Excel, we did the process and correction and modification of the data. And this process has been the most extensive in the project. Because the data tables have different formats and this data duplicate data. This process had supported my manager team, and then we use Microsoft Power BI for this dashboard. Dashboard.
Yes, when we talk about the that has some missing tools or but we can think that someone is not doing the right work, but we
we have very interesting findings about um, when we find out with the files is that we are having some particular situations with the companies that are reporting that information. And even though the security office is doing the right work, keeping the records and everything, we are having mistakes from the origin. So we're supposed to have a really good data if we are more closer to the system. But what is happening here is that the system is not working. So we have, for example, a lecture of consumption of water in 1 month, equivalent like a 9 months of consumption. Then what the company did was to record, okay, your bill now is minus something amount, and they record as zero the consumption until they get the same amount that they got in a 1 week before. So that means that we can try to find some trends and general trends. See, we are going to have missing values because company reporting values, and we are going to have some some records that are not accurate with the reality. But anyways, in general, because we are processing data from 2011 to 2022, more or less, we now have the information in one dashboard, which will allow the college to how is their consumption in electricity, natural gas, and water, how it's behaving, and of course using the conversion factors provided by the national authority, we convert those values to emissions. We can see uh, different values. We can see, for example, that the emissions related to water, this is the emission, this is the consumption. The consumption is going down, but the emissions are going up because conversion factor change. So for us was complex at the beginning, understand how they convert cubic meters of water in tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. So it is tricky because the way you calculate the water difference is different to electricity. Electricity use a different formula, a different factor, and the same for natural gas. So this is the first step that with the basis given by the sustainability office. I think this is the first step and the first opportunity to have all the information together to create a tool that that we really know that it's going to help you to make better decisions and think in what else or what other initiatives do you want to have something like this, because this is the most complete information that we got right now. I don't know that you are doing other activities as waste diversion, and you are working in energy from natural sources like solar panels, something like that. But this is a good beginning in order to have all the information together, all the information in the same format, all the information in just one file, because we understand what the sustainability office has been doing. But want to compare us and to see what is our performance, we need to keep all together to display, to show the information. We have this is an interactive dashboard. We have different campus in here. You can select campus and it goes to the what is the total emission, what are the consumption for each city, and what are the emissions equivalent to those consumptions. You can filter by year, and yes, we had to be a part of this great project. We know that this is just the beginning. We had a lot of many ideas, but this was really, really excited and really forward to start.
Okay, so right after completing the project timeline, recently right on until showing completing the dashboard recently presented, the group would like to highlight three main recommendations, right? That we would like to share with all of you today. So the first one, understanding how important is the data source. So our first recommendation is to keep that Excel data files like updated, right, in a regular basis. As a second recommendation, we would like to highlight the incorporation of indicators, sustainability indicators, also known like KPIs, key performance indicators. And third, yes, like recently explained, this is only the beginning of something that can grow. This dashboard can grow and become something more powerful and a mean of integration between us here today and upcoming students in the future. So basically, that's it. And we are more than willing to answer to all of your questions.
So I saw how you broke it down by water, energy, natural gas. Were you able to sort of do a cumulative on the total of each, or did you continue to break it down by those categories?
I mean, you can do it both ways. I mean, you can even also like the whole if you want to like the total. But if you want to see just by campus, by electricity, you can also filter that. Once they go to Power BI, like with the same source file, you can even add more information and just there's an option to update, and they will show you a lot of possibilities to show. And it's pretty easy. The important thing is that you already have your source file, and you already have your Firebrush dashboard created. You can also just filter if you want, just for showing the water information or for the whole sustainability, indicators. For example, if you want to, I don't know, next year you want to add waste because you want to also part of sustainability. You just add the new column in the source file about waste, and you just chart. That's why we Professor Nick like is really interested that the upcoming students they go start from here, not from zero, but from here. Every time they make it better, like make it better and make it wider.
Yeah, we were exploring the different options. So this is the final version that we talked with the office. And we explored before 2 pages dashboard. So yeah, the magic of this one is that you can do whatever you want. This is the first version. For sure, next version will be better. But this is the first.
So the main purpose is for this dashboard to be published online. So that way we can do it in one single page. It'll be easier for the user online. But they can also use that for PowerPoint presentation, for me. It has a lot of different, but like for our purpose was a dashboard for the web.
General information for you.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
First of all, really impressive, and the other group as well. Yes. You asked my question is to ask about the water emissions and the CO2 emissions. The emissions have gone up. And I think you said because the formula had changed in terms of water consumption. So did you look at applying that formula, the updated formula, to the previous year, so to get a better year-over-year comparison?
Yeah, it sounds like we can do that, but what happens is that year by year we can change and the amount of so what happens is that to convert water consumption into water emissions, we need to multiply it by one factor that is really important, that is energy intensity. The energy that you use to bring the water, to take the water from the original source and put it in here. Not only the water that we are consuming, is the energy that we are using to move that water. What happened is that in 2021, the factor of energy consumption for water and energy intensity was like 0.6, and then they updated that factor and it's like, so it's multiplied many times, and when you go in this kind of universe, you will see that we are all affected by the international policies and national policies that the government distribute the energy generation. If we are using now more coal, for example, then factors need to go up a lot. If we are using more hydro, then emission maybe go down. But that depends year by year what the country is doing or what the government
Sometimes, for example, I don't know, I just maybe have some like in 2010 the factor could be 40, but 2100. So you know, like every year they use a different number for the factor. So we don't know actually why. That they change almost every year.
One more from John?
Yeah, just a quick one. Well, well, very quickly, energy and water
Electricity.
Electricity and natural gas.
That's the CO2. That's the CO2.
The emissions.
Normally, gas and electricity are going to the quantity of emissions. Normally, water it doesn't.
You're
produce that much.
You're using energy, but you're not using oil to produce water. But if you want to heat the building, you need to pump gas as much as the system is. That's why natural gas is the key.
By far.
And just one thing, we were doing a research to go written reports, and we find out that general institutions can get, like this one, can get 6% more of donations that disclose this information. And align every policy and everything from here, it is probably to get more exposure to any donations that are in kind of issues. That is okay.
a quick follow-up, sorry. Is there any way to work? Using hybrid system on electricity, for example, you know, say the emission alone, if they perhaps use solar grid or some kind of green form of electricity.
Yeah, because it's a straightforward grid, so if you rely on like Ontario, and even if we're one we're generating solar in the province, our emission factors are on the annual average. So they said they annually, so we don't get down to the day-to-day of how the cell is generated. But there is room for some self-generation, which would help.
Okay, great questions, great presentation. This is with the international office.
Much better than
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay.
Already? All right, go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. At the beginning of the program, we had a professor that there were about 300 applicants to this program, the first program, the first cohort in this program at Niagara College. And actually, why the gap? I'm going to focus on the international students for this particular project. And when we talk about international students, a lot of factors come into play. Study permit, the approval, that's one of the biggest factors. The country from which they're coming, their rules, the program that they are choosing, the demand of the program, the choice of the program. A lot of these things come into play. And with that, I present to you the predictive model or NC, Niagara International. My name is Angela Bose, and I'm a current student in the Business Analytics program at Niagara College. I have completed the International Business Management program at the college. Very thankful to Professor Nick for bringing the Business Analytics program to this show. And I come with a decade in finance, studying finance, majoring in finance in my background, and working with Oracle in the global finance operations organization. A certified Six Sigma Green Belt. I'm wired to look at processes and work towards making them more efficient. LinkedIn and website links, these are also available in the Business Analytics.niagaracollege.ca website. And please connect. Happy to connect. The agenda for today will be a brief client profile, methodology and analysis, show you a demo of the dashboard, talk about what's next, and time for Q&A. Disclaimer, there's a signed non-disclosure agreement. Whatever data information I'm going to share is inadmissible. As promised, I have tried to work on data
data. Also try to work towards open data available. But then there were a lot of challenges with open data. So I resorted to working with web data, show that. Something about Nanyang College. We have already heard from the previous presentation. Nanyang College, I'll be focusing on the we have mentioned, trusted over 9,000 plus students from the 110 countries. A top tier employment rate, 100% employer satisfaction permanency metrics in the last 2 consecutive activities. In line of Nanyang College being student focused, welcoming, and passionate. The objective of this project is to create a tool to be able to predict from how many number of applicants, how many will actually be enrolled students. Move from reactive decisions to more proactive decisions. The data is constituted by international applicants in Niagara College. Tools used are applications, a lot of Microsoft applications, and a last minute introduction to create the data. The data collection is historical data, like we started the program, focusing more on the recent data, looking at the fact how COVID-19 has not only impacted but also data also speaks towards that. Use a combination of queries that existed at the college and building new queries using PeopleSoft Oracle application. The data was fairly clean and has been stored in a Google OneDrive. The data modeling is a relational model where you have tabular format data and you have unique identifiers to collect the different. The data analysis started with an load the data and look at what the data is telling us, and then move towards predictive analysis, forecast. The data analysis, like I talked about, there are a lot of factors that impact international student applicants and becoming a student at the college. Some of the key factors are country, the political, economical, social, technological, all of those factors play a key role in determining the permit approval, processing time. Next, program of study, what's in demand at the program. The admission status, mainly being the offer at the college, payment confirmation from the student, right? And we'll talk about this more in the dashboard. An overview of the project status. Data collection, all of the data part has been done. What is in progress is evaluation, reflecting back on the 4 months and project submission. And with that, we'll move towards demo. Click around to all tabs, so I have. So that's a quick snapshot of the dashboard. Not real data, all made up. And we have here is the number of, as the days go by, this will be updated real time. And then that will show how many applications are, how many have accepted the offer, the payment, and how many have actually the predicted number of students actually. And this would be term over. You would have academic terms in the fall, winter. So you have different conversions for different academic terms. So that has to be into consideration. And then unsupervised learning that we studied. So we have used data to find clusters, to understand what clusters can be grouped into certain applicant exercises. So here applicant is 1, 2, 3, 4.
right? If you see here, you have at 6%. And that this is an interactive dashboard. Go into the different programs that are Applicant Mix in demand for. And then you have the gender segregation. Yep. I'll come to this in a minute. Right? And then you have year over year. And then down here you have the map. And with this, you can go in and dive deeper. We have a feature where based on the number of applicants, the applicant mix types, gender, you go on and on. If you want to segregate into age groups and the right discipline, right? Be student focused to help students choose the right program. Enroll in time for registration. That can be helped. Those decisions can be taken care of using a method of this kind. And then this actually helps you to change any of this. Say in the campus, you want to age groups, you can do that. You want to see high value, low value, applicant mix. You can do that. Basically, just have fun. While making decisions. And then what you can do more is the power of Power BI by looking into the key influencers. So here you have the showing only the values that are actually influencing this applicant mix type. And here we see, for example, the citizenship is Estonia, Croatia, and Hong Kong. Gender, male there, age grouping 20. Yeah? And then you can further change the mix type. And analysis. And then go into each of these to understand what is affected. You can also go into top segments and then into each segment and learn about what is influencing this applicant mix. Learn more about this segment. So you can do a lot of things by using the power of Power BI. Yeah. Going back to the dashboard. Presentation, sorry. What next? Continue the analysis. There are only a few factors that I've talked about so far. There are a lot more that can be done. Program length is that a main factor. The students choosing a certain program. Monitor and adjust the model. As we have learned part of the program, the model cannot be static. You have to keep learning from what the data is telling you, understand that, and then apply it further to adjust to make accurate decisions. And automate standardized element. That's to deal with data and to build data and the model to automate standardized element as much as possible for better decision making. And with that, I would say thank you. John is.
So you mentioned that the dashboard that you showed, that was the data you created. that you used to build the model was true data, right? Just talk to that a little bit.
Sure. So the data that has been used, actual raw data from Nairo College International Department, I've been able to pull that data because I'm working as a business analyst in this department, and the data that has been created into a model in Excel. And some of you might have already seen that. It's different from this, and because of we could not, I could not share that particular dashboard. But then, with the help of our studio and a formula, I was able to generate data and build a dashboard.
You generally showcase the power of the dashboard.
Right.
Great presentation. Thank you. It's close to my heart. For over 28 years, trying to predict how many students we're going to have in a class at any point in time here in college. Just a question. Impact of what we say probably be 6 years of data, but what the impact of something significant like COVID-19 in terms of predicting is it capable to be able to look at anomalies that would have happened through COVID-19 and to be able to remove them or to be able to normalize them, to be able to say that if that data is skewing our decision making, can you normalize them, and can you normalize them through the process, or do you have to kind of just remove them in terms of any type of predictive modeling, more of whether it's for this or whether it's for some of the other data in the other presentations? There seems to be an anomaly, and how do you treat that anomaly in terms of your own future predictive analysis?
Sure, yes, we can select input in seasonality to have that as a factor and build it into the model so that anything like this happens, you can always choose to either exclude that data altogether, eliminate that, making sure that using the model is informed that that change has been made, or introduce a seasonality factor of saving.
Yeah, I'm glad that we've hired you, just to be clear.
Any other questions?
One consulting, you have said it's type 1, 2. There should be some factor that is common to each group. Like it's type 1, any age between the background and the are there any particular group which is more chance of improving? No, like those 4 types you showed.
So that is based on the academics type. Is the structure that is
like
so here we have country,
yeah,
and then you have age. This is not what has been used in.
yeah. But you see, specific type has more time for getting enrolled, and this group has this chance out of the 4 groups.
Is one more likely?
Yes. Because in future, if we see a person falling into that, you have a chance to get it.
Right. So that's where other don't enroll, which don't have that rate of enrollment, we can focus on those segments and try to diversify them.
All right, thank you very much. Darwell Marketing.
Nick, I just, I unfortunately have to run. Once again, very impressive. So congratulations. Once again, showing why I say we have the best. By quality presentation, very well presented. I love data analytics, all of these, but really it's how you present it, synthesize and analyze it. You made me very proud as the United College president. I know Sean as well. Yeah, 3 members of the United College executive team. So we're also interested in this cohort, and you certainly have made us proud, and I think you made yourselves proud. So thank you again, and Nick, congratulations on clearly how you.
Okay. Okay, on to Dr. He got it, but it's not like in Zoom session.
All right, go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. Our product is about data monetization. And I think our partner, Darwin PCs, might be connected. Hi. So for our agenda, we'll be walking through our product analysis, the optimization model, and the model validation. So my name is Paul. I have a bachelor in international business.
I did my bachelor's and master's in computer engineering. And I was an analyst in 2015. I had 7 years experience as an analyst for a manufacturing company. You guys might have wondered why we are doing this course. There are a lot of things there. So I found myself missing something which I totally came to the course. And I have some knowledge, like a lot of things which were new to me, I learned through the course. So for setting up this wonderful program.
Sorry. So I'm Lainey, after so background I do customer service. For this program I'm used to i.e. like more programming side. And this like over programming. Yeah. And then sorry. I'm specializing in human resources, and I have been part of human resources profession in a leading financial company. Yeah.
So I got bachelor in electronics and telecommunications, and after that I worked for 3 years in the industry as a system engineer, and after that I got really interested in where in my project also I got some opportunity to work with data for cost optimization of resources. So I got into interest, and it's really helping me this course and other peers who have a different kind of backgrounds and their perspective. So it's very interesting for me.
So our partner is Darwin, which is a US company, and it works with companies from all sizes to help you develop solution in order to attain certain goals. So now when companies have access to consumer data to predictive models, which enables them to launch effective marketing campaigns. So before talking about our project description and the objective, we have to talk a bit about marketing. So you know that every company, they're targeting specific customers based on different products that they are selling. So first, they cannot target everybody, and when they choose the people they target, they want to get a specific, KPIs such as revenue. So what Darwin does, it helps those companies target people that can target. Another thing is that Darwin has an algorithm that help understand response rate, which means that if a company decides to target some customers, not all of them are going to respond. So those people that are responding, so that will increase the response rate. So Darwin has a model that not algorithm that can understand response rate. But something that Darwin doesn't have is a model that helps them identify the optimal number of people they can target in different score range in order to either maximize or minimize revenue. And what I mean by score range is that not all customers have the same likelihood of purchasing from you. So you have factors such as location, such as income, and different factors that makes one person more likely to purchase a common product. So we have score ranges from 0 to 100. So the higher the score range, the higher the likelihood of the person to purchase the product. So when it comes to ethical consideration and challenges, because of internal policy at Darwin is the US company, they cannot share information out of the country. That was a big challenge for us. In the end, we just simulated it. And so we did not sign an NDA. And something else is that our data mostly has information about responsibility. People personally identify all data. So there is no concern as concerns such as the privacy maybe of the customers or businesses. Another challenge for us was constructing the optimization model itself because none of us has done it before. It has to be done through Python. At least Kabi knows Python, but she hasn't done any optimization model. So that took us a lot of time. For our progress roadmap, as this then we went into, for us, it was learning the tools. So we have to learn Python, at least to be able to understand the script itself. And it took us a bit of time. And also, it took time for us to receive the data because of the NDA. And we needed time to generate the data. And Chris was very helpful in doing that. And also, we have to really understand how they created the simulated data, but also different factors that were involved even in getting the data. Because once we had that background, we could better understand. So then there was the data quality check, the analysis. This part was very important because it was using our base model. And we have Myson 2 working on the model and also adding different factors in the model. And today we are presenting our final project. So now I will leave it to talk about the analysis.
Yeah, so as Paul already explained, the buckets that Darwin has already provided us. It's a representation of the data that we received and the attribute that we had in the location, season, category, etc. And here you can see there is different parts of the data. One for each score bucket, there is how many X1 to Xn means how many males sent to the customers. And here from Y to YN means what was the response rate that we received for the amount of mail we sent. This was the number of data, that number of rows and columns. And as already mentioned, the tool set the Python and Excel was used mainly for exploratory data analysis and for some charts to show to represent and visualize the data, and Python for optimizing and building the model. That's it. And now we can see this is the basic exploratory data that exploratory analysis that we did, and as expected, this is the response rate by score range. She already explained this. The highest score range will have the highest response rate. So already explained, and this is like a scenario where 10,000 people are mailed, and the cost is 5,000. Even if only this percentage of response rate is there, you will still get a profit of $55,000. This is also the response rate by season, also similar to what we already saw. The response rate of 90 is always higher. And we can say that some are break that yesterday, and it's not similar to what we've already seen.
So here we're going to the say, sorry, every component. So we get the whole picture, the average is 0.3. We get a spring is the most highest response. So for some people, they are all in overseas traveling. Like lower response rate at that. No, tell me, tell me somewhere. And we go to the next. So this is our school market. So, here you guys have the picture. So our school market is 0 to 100 every 10 scores. So our most important population would be in the market 88% to 90%. So around 73% of people have ranked above their 50. So this is what we can expect. So as there's more bargain, more higher, we get more resources. Okay. Next. So this is the insight we gathered. So overall, the average response rate is 1 I mentioned. So and the screening is the highest, which is 0.5. And most of the people we mail is 450. Yes. I will pass to Kavi.
So coming to the morning, so with our project, so we need to build an optimization model to get the optimal count. They could target its scope bucket. So the input data for this is counts per score rate, which comes from the model that is existing, and the response rate which we generated through our exploratory analysis, cost per mail fees and product cost is up to the client, and it varies based on the industry. So once we have the input data, we will feed this into our optimization algorithm. So the algorithm will have 3 main parts to it, which is the decision variable, the variable for which we want to get the optimal number, the objective function, whether we want to maximize or minimize. If it's cost, we want to minimize. If it is revenue, maximize. And then the constraints are the conditions that the solution has to fit. Once all these are set, we will get the optimal and then we have to evaluate the model or how to this model. That's to have strong accuracy. So we built basically 2 models. One is the cost optimization model, and one is the revenue. So basically both are same, just the constraints will change. In some cases, the decision variable is the count. We want to know what is the number of people we need to make. Okay. And after the function will change, there we need to increase the cost for our client, and here we want to increase the revenue. So the constraints are, so the count needs per bucket can be less than or equal to the max. And then the total response we are getting should be greater than the response response set by the client. And similarly, the revenue should be greater than the target. Whereas in fast communication, we will not get this factor. A simple example shows how revenue is calculated. Same like for 40, let's say we are selling to 10,000 people and the response rate is 0.3. And so the number of people responding back will be there. So let's say the cost per increase is 0.5 and let's say the product here is hearing aid. So the cost of one hearing aid is 2,000. So the total make will be 5,000 and then the profit is nothing but 30 people came back and they bought the product of 4,000. So it will be $60,000 and the revenue is nothing but profit minus cost. They will end up getting $55,000. Okay, coming back to the slide. So this is to just explain the importance of optimization. Why we need optimization model here? We can just solve this by manually, right? Getting the different combination and identify this combination. Right? So let's say we assume a scenario where we have 20, 80, 90, 100 and how to scope of it. Let's assume the cost is like how many combinations do you think you need? It's such a huge number, right? So next time number because main out limit in the scope of it is 100. Each value either 0 that I send me equal or I can send it from 1 to 100. So basically, these properties can take number from 0 to 100. This formation. Will we be able to round up all those combinations? It's going to be possible for time consuming. So that's here. I just put down some sample pieces to show you how that these are the different combinations in here. And based on the response rate given to it, the number of people responding back in the scope of it. So this particular combination is a failure. Because the total response we are is the responders that are sorry. So they want 50 responders, but this combination 10 responders. So you will get since it all the other combination just any reason because the cost is less. All these combinations, you could see the responders are bigger than the responders. They write this combination as the used. This is the best solution for given input. So coming to the model and validation, something showing how the model will really work.
Yeah, so talking about the models, as we already discussed, like the main impact we are considering here, what we are doing with the model, considering all the parameters and like response rate, weight quantity. After our exploratory analysis, we find that these are the response rates and these are the weight quantity limit for range we can have. So the optimized model can give the optimizers when we are matching with this weight quantity limit and the response rate. So this is the parameters and this is the value we are considering for the optimized model. And to more discuss about the models, as like we are taking consideration two models, like cost minimizer and the revenue maximization models. So when it's a good practice, like we see like when we consider the scenarios, different kind of scenarios and changing different constraints. So we can see one scenario we took the like we consider the price of the item that we're selling is 25 and the cost per price is 0.55 and we
targeting response, we are it's 76. So the total cost we needed is 1500, and when we compare that scenario 1 to scenario 2, there also we have the target response of 76 and the cost is same, but here the revenue is in minus. So probably this kind of scenario, when they want to target 76 customers with a product price 50, definitely will not suggest our client to get like we have this kind of scenario. And while we considering the target response 100, so predicted that the maximum possible response is 81. That 81 customers we can target this base, but when we try to target response customers 100, this kind of scenario is not good for them. This kind of scenarios of the models really help the client. Uh, what should be their strategy? And yeah, it's this scenario also play a very important role for revenue maximization. So here we are considering scenario 1 and scenario 2. We are considering the same factors, but the total response target customers. So here we are considering 76 and here we are considering 100. So here we are getting good revenue with this strategy of response 76 customers. But since in this case, maximum positive response is 81 and we are exceeding that the 100, it's not a big method or strategy to consider. And then we come to be the same constraints, but the target the requirement of the target response. So that actually helps company to get a good revenue, uh, 2096, and it actually save the money for the our client.
So let's continue on the scenario with vaccination. What we did is that we went from 10,000 as a kind of revenue to 100,000 and processing 1,000. So for this one, we see we have the same target revenue, we have the same target response, and then the cost per piece is the same. The price is different. Here we have 500 and then 2,500. And here we see the difference in the total revenue, for instance. We see that when our price is 2,500, we have a greater total revenue. And also the total response is different. Here we have 73 response. And here we have 81 as the total response. So this is giving requirements. So the model has to decide what is the best scenario. Okay. And for scenario 6 and 7, then we increase the and the price is the same, the cost per piece is the same, but the time response is different. Scenario 6, we have requirement. And in scenario 7, we have target response on 25. And here we see that none of these, we can say that none of the scenario is good. But this is worse. Now the total revenue is negative. And when it comes to scenario 6, the product price of 50, it's saying that no feasible solution is target. The model we try to give the best possible method. And here the model is telling that there is no target in. So next time we will talk about another factor we will consider the difference.
Whatever we discussed before is by considering the overall response rate without considering the issue. So this means that is, let's say, for example, if you consider one year difference of issues, the client might set the revenue and the responders they need for each patient. And these response rate tend to change based on the season. But we can see a big difference between the season, but there are slight difference in response rate between season. The response rate was high in summer, right? Someone was raised by resource rate, sorry. So based on that, we created this input table, which has the response rate and the main quantity limit for different locations and different season. And this is the target revenue and response that they would like. Let's say, for example, in all these locations, for just the term we have given the response is 0, meaning the client don't have any requirement of how many people are going to visit this. We just want to focus on the revenue. These are the different revenues they are trying to achieve in that particular location. So given all these inputs and the price and cost to the model, we will check in this platform. So this text level, which is for location 1, send mail money to people greater than 40. Why is the scoring greater than 40? Location 3, same, but in this particular location, if you look, it has skipped this particular scoring and it is suggesting to send mail in this scoring. The reason being the response rate was less in 50 to 60. The response rate was higher in 50 to 60 compared to 60 to 70. That's why it's asking to skip this particular scoring. So using this, they can play around by changing the revenue, by changing the response, they plan those people in that particular spot. And coming to the final steps and conclusion, we are so happy that we got the solution which we could deliver to Bharat because when we started this initiative, we should give all the appreciation to them because they are new to Python with a lot of things going on in the course. It's difficult for them. They are new to this optimization concept, so we thought, how are we going to deliver this? But then we are able to deliver it. We have a finding solution ready in our hand, which we are going to handle it in the next few weeks. But then these are the two things that Chris will be expecting for me to do. One is additional details, constraints or not. The algorithm will tell there is no possible solution, but we need to delve into the case where, okay, it got failed in location 1, so because the profit was not able to win, or the responders it was not able to. So little more details on the conditions where it is getting failed. Go more that will be helpful for people who are using it in the future. So we will get everything inside the function and probably make it more reusable. So these are the two final things we can do in next 1 week. With that,
Okay, thank you very much. Well done, and have a final. I think that's what it is.
Yeah. I wanted to just say a couple things. Go ahead, sir, and we'll chat. I really mistake going to the end. But it has been really great to be here and kind of see the final products. I was here a couple weeks ago. It's on the phone, but I was excited to be here and to see the final product and understand a little bit more of the process and hear some of your thinking and how you can analyze and show data. So it's really, really impressive. Like everything Sean said, I mean, he really believes that all negative events are the best, right? I could see the pride in his face. He was watching the different presentations and interacting. I think he would like to stick around. He would love to see all of them. He's not kidding about that either. And same with Fiona, the vice president academic. To have company senior executives in one room, clearly it is pretty amazing and telling to the work that you guys have done and the project pulled together. We interacted in a professional manner with the clients. All of this will give you the opportunity to head into a job interview and be set apart from peers from other institutions. This opportunity to work with organizations and really kind of get into a real world project to give the confidence moving forward. So congratulations on a novel event. A huge thanks to Professor Bennett and all of your other professors. You guys to answer your questions as you went along, and not just in Nick's class, but in this class, but all of your classes, right? The opportunity to the end of a very successful first cohort of graduates from business analytics, try to set the bar super high, and future cohorts will have something to strive for sure. So congratulations again. I wish you all the best. I do want to see part of this. So I'll
We're the group at Niagara Lake Hydro, and on our card today, we're going to go through an introduction of our team, an introduction to our clients, a summary of our project, our process, our progress through, a little examination of our dashboard and our tools, and then head on to our findings and our conclusion. So, to start the team introductions, I'm Caitlin. I am an undergrad in financial accounting. A specialty in descriptive statistics, financial reporting. So,
I'm Josh. I have a diploma in marketing visualization.
Hi, I'm Faisal. I have a bachelor's degree in computer science and a diploma in computer as well. And this program hopefully it will boost whatever skill and experience I have to my future endeavors.
Hi, I'm Alex Yankulova. Same thing. I did my undergraduate in economics and like especially that analysis. Yeah, I hope in the future to work with different fields.
So being the client here, Niagara Lake Hydro is a locally owned company and it produces utilities to over 9,000 customers in the Niagara Lake region. The company incorporated in 1792 and is considered one of the smallest utilities in Provincial Ontario. It offers hydro services to the Old Town, Merrill, St. David, Beeson, and Glendale.
So we'll dive into our project. The Canadian and Ontario government has encouraged solar panel and other reusable energy sources to take over from our using of fossil fuels. So this has turned into a lot of solar panels installed all over Ontario. The problem with this is the municipal local generation stations are having the solar panels feed, like the load from the solar panels being put onto their feeders, and this can cause an overgeneration of power. So far, like most utilities, the power we usually get is from the generation stations, the big ones which are on St. David, Queenston, but the solar panels are overloading our generation, which can reverse the flow of power, and this can cause voltage variations and a lot of different issues with the equipment. It can be quite dangerous. So our project, we did the dive in with Niagara Lake Hydro, we're doing this actual like daily feeds of their from the smart meters, which are over 10,000 different things in Niagara. And out of these, all this data from each smart meter, they're being put onto 7 different feeder lines through Niagara. So we were advised to look at all of this data and figure out the kilowatt hour from each meter, figure out how many houses are on which meter, and try to find a safe level of power that can be put on the line from solar powers, or if they hit their limit, just to keep it.
It does have 6 there because one of the feeder lines is not connected to solar data.
Yeah.
Like I was just saying there, when we first started out, we had a lot of information. We're getting information from 6 meter lines, and we're getting information in 15 minutes. So there's a lot that came from Excel that were already on a spreadsheet, and then a lot came from using Speeder, which is a software company that they use. So we gathered all that information up and had to put it into our. And there's a lot of different ways to measure hydro as well. So we had to all get that in one measure. And then we used our studio a lot to get less information. And then from our studio, we were able to make our graphs and do everything through Power BI.
So the tools that we used for the cleaning and for education, Excel. For also like the cleaning, we used our studio. For the visualization, we use Power BI. And for collaboration from the team members, we use Microsoft Teams. And for the storage, we use OneDrive and also correspondence with each other. So now we'll dive into the dashboard and findings available. So I'm testing this for the first time, so hopefully I have the software, I just want to try the full screen so everyone can see.
Okay, so this one, this is our generation dashboard. So basically this measures all the meter information. We decided to measure total sites, net metering sites. So the net metering sites are the sites that basically get a credit towards their bills from Niagara Lake Hydro for producing this solar panel data, or for solar panel energy, sorry. And then, so we found that 5 of them were not connected to net metering, and 157 were in the pipe. So there's a huge gap in how many can actually be connected, except the issue is because of the load issue. That's what we need to figure out. So 14 sites produce more than 10 kilowatts of energy, and then we have a breakdown of the generation net metering versus non-net metering. So 96% of the sites are not on net metering, and the other 3% are. And then here we have a matrix. So this is basically something that Niagara Lake could use to reference account ID, utility smart ID, contracting, so we can actually send the contract with Niagara Lake, the end date, the connection date. So these are all information we received in an Excel folder. And this is the easiest way to present it for quick reference Niagara Lake.
Visualization was a little bit challenging for us because about 6 Excel files that has more than 54,000 rows. It's rows that we need to convert into 1 hour. Also, the kilowatts we need to convert to megawatt. Aside from the solar, where we have 162 with the same amount, like more than 34,000 rows, and also gigawatts. So there was a massive work in cleaning this data. We used mostly RStudio because it was faster and easier than Excel and Power BI. For the just to show you, like, a sneak peek about one of the feeders. So, for example, so we have, as I said, we have 6 feeders that are visualization, and this visualization will show us the month and the time, how much the demand is going, and for what's the highest, what's the lowest, and as we can see, like in the beginning of the day, it's lower, and then it goes up in the time, and then it's like the sleep time it goes down, and also month of high I've noticed the most because it's a summer and consumption on energy. In November, for some reason, it's below. I think it's because of some of the data. So that's why there is not that much presentation for the month of November, but the rest are mentioned. And we can see for more details, like if we hover through the intervals of the time, we can see for each what's the amount generation can handle for the solar generation.
So this is F1. F1 and the solar data combined. We have to do it for all of them together, but it's easier just to show one of them because it's for the sake of the time crunch. But we have them for all 6 of them. So F1, F2, F4, F1, F2, and F3.
So this visualization basically shows us the whole all feeders for environment. So we have like July in general for most of them are the most in demand, and also like depends on the time of the year. Like we have December, for the time of the winter comes. Also, there's like a demand on power. We also show like what's the maximum and minimum demand for each one. So we can see like the huge hike in July, or like starting from the summer to July and then start to decline. So that's the highest that was demanded, and also showing the minimum. This is in megawatts.
So this was specifically asked by Niagara Lake Hydro for us to do, like we said, too much to elaborate on. These are some of the things that they specifically wanted us to cover using the data.
And the data was clean, so it showed like if they want specific whether it was the highest for the demand or the lowest for demand, well, the data will show it. This visualization, it's basically like a demonstration for the solar generations located in Niagara Lake and our either. So as we can see, the largest is 4F1, and then the lowest is 3, and they are distributed all around the city.
Some of the things about this illustration, it's not on the hydro, but there is one here out in St. Catharines, the Lethbridge area. There's another out one's out here, and one in Port Well. So they're kind of outside of the data, and then by bubble, this is how big the solar panel setup is. So these are obviously the largest ones, and then I think the smaller ones are.
And this is just like a further detail analysis for what's the amount that the feeder generates and what's the total percentage of load that can goes from the solar to the feeder, which is 50% that they want just to take. So the no like overall feeder, and the blue one is the solar demand that generated and consumed the feeder. And as we can see during the daytime, there is like a high and it goes down in the day. And we can see that by the day of the week, the date, and the month. We can have all just to see like for example, F2, because it depends on like some feeders, how many solar to the feeder. So the feeders are more solar than others, have like more representative to the data and how it's like covered. You can see like daytime there is a huge demand.
So this basically is answering the question about what is the safest one. So if we go through all of them, we notice that the actual solar demand in megawatts is far below the 3% load that is the safety guideline. So this is the F2 megawatt, and then this is a 33% load. So this one, for example, is far below it. So it means that more people can be added on, and they can actually increase the amount of them during houses that are on the system.
That's for the dashboard. That's it. Thank you.
We actually just want to say thank you to Kate. And everyone else there as You guys are all so tired.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Do you have any idea why they don't more?
Well, you have to like apply, you have to like apply, it costs a lot of money to spell it on your, get like back to the generate, but it is a costly thing to get them put out.
Yeah. And like you can finance that, but you know, it's a big effort to keep them and small them. As much as like, the credit is never really gonna offset your whole interest. So for some people, it's more about anything that,
Okay, I'll be quick with the wrap up. I just wanted to thank everyone else. I wanted to thank you all for a great professors. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did as well. Thank you very much. You'll see more of me next week. Thank you.